So can you approximately give us some monthly budget like for groceries, for transport, phone?
It might depend on the person. For me, I love to be in my room more than spending outside. So maybe
Okay.
sometimes my budget comes around 6 to 700, including
Okay.
the charges, housing rent, the phone pay, grocery, including going out. But here in Paris, I don't think it was very expensive to do anything because I was born and brought up in Chennai. Chennai is also a big city with we have a lot of expensive things. So here I felt everything was kind of okay except the rent. But for the rent also we're getting half. And the grocery, which I have to mention, if you are a student here, there is a lot of distribution for grocery. And I have a cruise which is closer to my house. There they used to give breads, milk, eggs once in a week. For free, I used to go and get there. In fact, if I'm not free, if I was kind of packed, I used to go Aldi and Osha, which is a very good shop to get an affordable thing. So what I personally felt like 600 to 700 maximum for a monthly.
Including rent, you mean to say, or including the rent?
Including rent, grocery, your mobile, even to eat outside, grocery, and for one person, it's like 100 euros. It's comparatively fine. And for an 100 euro, you can use it going for a cafe and getting clothes or like that. You could go for 100 euro. Even in Sergi, personally, like just for 10 euro, you can go and do ice skating. So it's not that costly to do anything unless you find a budget friendly spot.
Did you choose France over other countries, for this particular program, information systems? What was your key decision factor on this?
Not at all choosing France first. So before Canada is in my list. So I'm just working for Canada. Literally 1 year, I gave IELTS applications, lot for Canada. But one call changed my life a lot. One of my dad's friend daughter, she was in Canada and she said lot of financial crisis is going on right now. Coming to Canada is not a wiser decision. Maybe you could go for USA or some other European country. So after Canada, I had 3 countries in my mind, which is Germany, Italy, and France. So for German, again, I have to learn German for 1 year. Then I have to wait for another 1 year. It's like already I spent 1 year without doing anything in India. So I thought like, no, I have to go for another option, which is France. So I choose France, and the course actually made me to select France and do this particular course because I just read the course structure as well as it is in Paris. So which is in a metropolitan city. So I just choose that course and I came to France.
Okay. What are all the benefits a student, gets in France?
If you really want to do a master's abroad, most affordable thing, I definitely give a direct recommendation of France because being an international student in France, government covers a lot. For example, a Vitale card, which covers 70% of the medical expensive. The second one, CAF, which covers 30 to 40% of your rent, and you got a lot of distribution all around Paris, not only by the government, even from private. They will provide cruise, they provide like weekly grocery, Linky, they provide a lot, and we have COP everywhere. If you really don't go any part-time, if you're completely free, you can go for all of this distribution. For the 1 year, actually, I did this. I used to go for the distribution, and I met a lot of people over there, and I got a lot of groceries to manage my groceries expenses. And there literally they give a good product. It's not at all a random stuff. They give eggs, milk and all. So that's an add-on advantage. And the third thing which I personally felt, doing your masters in Paris literally everyone tries to speak more English, and you don't feel that discomfort. I was in an European country, I can't able to manage because everybody speaks very well. Even they don't know, they will try to explain, communicate with you in English, and which is an added advantage. The fourth one is Navigo Pass. We have for a student Imaginer Pass, which cost around 384 euro, which covers the entire 1 year of travel charges There's no extra charges. Just you can take the Navigo card everywhere, the transport which is under SNCF. So you just take any transport like metro, bus, RIAs, and even now they launched the road cars. So even that you could go like, with the Navigo card. You could take all the transport. You could cover all the files. So that's an added advantage. And there's a lot of gathering, there's a lot of conference for student to promote their technical skills. And here even CEOs are ready to meet students, who ready to have a conversation with students. And here we have station F7. I think I'm pronouncing it properly, I'm not sure. There we have every week we have gathering to talk more about the recent technologies, the recent launches. That there's more for student. So France is a very open country which welcomes students very happily, and you gain a lot of knowledge. But you have to explore a lot.
So that was very informative. Thank you for that. So did you do any part-time jobs in France?
Basically, I didn't do anything, but one of my friend, she did a part-time job. Getting a part-time job is another hectic thing here in Paris. Even I tried, but due to my college schedules, I was kind of very packed. So I didn't do anything during my college time. But one of my friend, he did an part-time in McDonald's, Airport CDG. She actually met a lot of friends. That is also a key source to learn a language. But I had an advantage for my friend. Before coming into France, she studied French properly. So for her, getting a job is kind of easy comparatively people like me. That's what I always used to advise people, or they have to learn the language before going any country. They have to learn their language, which is an added advantage to secure even part-time job. And during part-time, they'll get very good pay because hourly pay of France comparatively very good. Like for a part-time, before tax, it's €11 per hour. And legally, 20 hours a student could work. And if they complete their course and they want to work more, they can legally work 35 hours. Even for the job, actually, even if you are a technical person, you'll work 39 hours per week and 4 weeks on a month. So here there is lot of good thing when it comes to a corporate field or even any work field. They have proper in time and out time. Everything was monitored properly. So I felt work-life balance here in Paris is very good. Even it's a part-time or it's a full-time, anything else. But when you are in a proper French-based company or any MNC, it's like very good. Like you get a good pay as well as the good work-life balance.
Okay. So by chance, do you know like have your friends applied on the part-time websites or through a walk-in interview, something like that?
So based on the field which you really want to do a part-time, for example, if you want to do part-time in Monoprix, Auchan,
Knowing like
and all,
supermarkets?
yeah, supermarkets. For that, you have to go through with their site. In the site, they will show the openings and you could apply, and they have some basic exams because it's all in French, so they have some exams in French. If you clear the exam, you could secure. But if you want to be in a cafe-based work like McDonald's, Five Guys, Quick, Brandy's Cafe, you directly drop your CV over there based on your availability and based on their requirement. If they really want you, they'll reach you out through phone calls, and you have very basic interview like on which days you're available. Based on your availability, you will secure your job. So if you're available like 4 days in a week or 3 days in a week, it will be very best for them. But if you're just available like 2 days in a week or you're just available in the evening, it's again going to be a competition. So getting a part-time is everything under your schedule, your college. Based on that, you can apply for it.
Okay. So the salary for the part-time would be on a hourly basis or monthly basis?
It's hourly basis per hour, €11.25. After
Okay.
tax, it will be 9.25 or 9.45. And per week, you'll work for 20 to 21 hours based on the schedule. Sometimes the 20 hours is not possible, maybe 19 or 17. So this money to the hours which you work, and the hours was for 4 weeks, and the monthly will get around 720 to 810 as a overall pay. And even there is one advantage here in Paris that nobody would tell. Even during part time, some of the companies will offer you a resto card. You could use the resto card to pay for your food. Per day, you can spend 25 euro with the resto card. So you could get food through the resto card. Even you could use that resto card in the grocery shops. So that is an added advantage. And some of the companies just pay for the Navigo also. If you travel a lot, they will pay that Navigo. If you pay 365 as in 1 year card fee, they'll pay that entire amount to you. Not the entire amount, which 365, they'll pay like 50 euro per month or 45 euro. So there is
Okay.
lot of debt.
So did you have any job fair or career events?
Every year during the month of October, we have a job fair. There used to be a lot of international as well as a French based, even a defense company would be there. But again, French is playing a vital role in France to secure a job or even to be in an internship. Without knowing a language very well, it's hard to find anything here. I dropped my CV in multiple companies. Literally, I dropped my CV in 200 plus company just in the job fair. The one that they told to me was French. I can understand French and I can create conversation with French, but even for the job, French play a vital role.
Great. So is an internship mandatory in your program?
Yeah, we have to do our internship for sure. So we have to start from the month of July and we have time till April. End of April, we have to finish the internship. 6-month or 4-month internship we have to do. Initially, college tried to push our CVs to top IT companies, as well as we have to apply like LinkedIn, Indeed, Welcome to the Jungle. There's a lot of sites to apply.
What level of French did you had before coming to France?
Yeah, so I did till B1, but it's in India. So again, it was more on book, more on grammar. But when it comes to French, you have to very much practice more than reading it out. So I personally felt back in India, learning French is very important, at least a basic level, not an advanced level. But once entered a country, you have to practice the language as much as possible.
Moving to France, did your French improve, and what actually worked?
Okay, I honestly will accept that my French improved because right now I'm not speaking a lot of French, but I can able to understand. Before May or April, I was very dumb when it come to French. Even if someone scold me in French, I don't know that they are actually scolding me. It's randomly, oh, they are talking something in French. Okay, fine. But after April, I used to watch some French movies and I used to talk with the French people. And here there is one term that you teach me English, I teach you French kind of thing, which we used to do in France with my friends. And they teach me some of the French good words as well as the bad words to learn it out. And now we could create a conversation in French, and I can manage French, but not in a corporate field, maybe in a casual communication. It was because of practice. So after coming to France, for the 1 year, I didn't do anything. I just go for my college and come back home, just focusing on my studies. After that, I did small part times, and there I used to create conversation with the customers, even with the colleagues. That will improve my language. If you really want to create a good level of French, you have to be connect with lot of French people more than reading it by book or going for a course. But I personally prefer communicating with lot of French people, go for a lot of gathering. There is a lot of application to meet actual French people, to share your culture, to get to know about their culture, to share your language and get to know about their language. Like how you could.
The more we communicate, the more we improve our language.
That's very true.
Yeah, okay. So where do you live right now, and what kind of housing it is, like student accommodation or studio or apartment?
It's a shared apartment, but everyone in this house are student. It's not like people from different occupation. Everyone are student, but this is not a student accommodation. I am having a private room in a shared apartment.
Ah, okay. So what's your monthly rent?
So my private room was expensive because even in Paris you could go for studio which is 600. I'm paying 450 as a rent for this one room, which is bit expensive, but still I'm getting cab. So it's fine to manage and pay everything. Like I'm getting cab for around 130 euro per month, which is minus from my rent. So it's okay.
So you are right now living outside Paris or
It's
inside
in
Paris?
the zone of Paris, like zone 5, Cergy prefecture. And it's a very good environment for young students because here there is one big University of Cergy. So this particular area was covered with a lot of young people, lot of young students, and I felt very safe and secure to be here. But it's kind of far away from Paris, 39 minutes from Paris.
Okay. So comparatively, living inside Paris and a bit outside, the cost varies, you mean, right?
Exactly, it varies a lot.
So if you could give one piece of advice for the students who's coming France, what it would be?
So the first advice which I always said to people, like if you choose France or any Europe country, learn their language because more than a skill, their language is the first important skills they want, as well as learn some very basic skill. You have to know how to cook very simple dishes to manage your cooking and to go schools and learn to be independent because I suffered a lot in the initial days, but now I never feel like I'm doing things alone. You'll get happy to be spending time with your own self. So the very first advice which I give, learn the language and learn some very basic skill to do your day-to-day routine, as well as fit into both studies, and if you want to do a part-time, you have to manage everything. So time management is very important, and more the country will teach you once you enter into it. Initially everything seems very different, very difficult, very challenging, but that challenges are temporary. It's not going to be a permanent thing. So don't give up in the initial days. Fight till the end, and you'll get no more after every hurdles have a solution. So never give up. The never give up attitude. Learn the language and learn some skills. That's it. And you could do certification, everything after coming into the country also. It's easy. These 3 things are my advice to all the upcoming student who's coming to France.
It was great and it will be helpful for them to get to know. So for those who chose this particular program, information systems, why would you recommend this course?
And if they really want to be in a technical field, but in a field of corporate, but not more on technical, I preferably give this option to them because even sometimes coder could feel bored to coder for their entire life. If you're being a project manager, a project coordinator, like senior roles and all that doesn't make, you could work with lot of different teams, you'd work with lot of different generation of people, and you gain lot of knowledge. To do this in an international forum like France or any other Europe country, you meet a lot of people from a multiple cultural. You learn a lot more than work, more than earning. You learn a lot in this field, which I personally felt, which is the motivation of me to choose this particular course.
Okay. So in brief, you mean to say that the people who are interested in more of like operations and business side, they can pick this particular program.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we have come to the end, and thank you for your time, Kirtana. That was, genuinely super practical, and I'm sure it will be very useful for the students who are planning to study in France.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, that was Kirtana, currently pursuing an MSc in Management of Technology at ESIEE, Graduate School of Innovation in France. So if you're planning a master's and you want help shortlisting universities, you can reach out to us at Edamox either via email or telephone number. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please comment below which course are you aiming for, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next alumni spotlight.